Oh, hello. Very nice to meet you. What is your name, please?
My name is Lam. My full name is Nguyen Hoàng Lam.
Thank you. Well, my name is Charles. And how are you feeling today, Lam?
Before coming here, I have several class and some meetings with some managers of the center. I have collaboration.
Okay.
There are a lot of problems with them, so I'm so tired.
Well, thank you for coming and doing the mock test. Yep.
Yeah.
The test will be in 3 parts today, okay? And if you're happy, we can start?
Yes.
Perfect. So, Lam, first of all, let's talk about work and study. Tell me, what do you do? Are you working or are you a student now?
Actually, I am a portfolio worker, and my majors is in research in computational chemistry. However, I also chemistry teacher who teach students learning advanced level, A level in chemistry, and also IB student international baccalaureate program. And in the futures, I am kind of temporarily unemployed.
Okay.
So I'm searching for a new opportunity to work like another field, like as an English area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. What do you enjoy about your work or your studies?
Yes, that's a really emotional question. As you know, because the reason I want to be a teacher is that I love the moment and the opportunity to meet new students, the new people, and teach them. And I believe that when I give a new knowledge and I see in their eyes, they understand the problem and they become the better in the one day. So that's my passions, and that's the reason why. Actually, I think that in order to say that I love this job because I don't have enough evidence for that. However, I believe that in the future, when I really old and I look at the time when I teach my student, that I overcome a lot of difficulty that I have in my life, I can say that I love these jobs.
Tell me, Lam, do you prefer working in the morning or the evenings?
Actually, I am kind of an old human. I prefer working at night. I feel more focused and concentrated, or more efficient in when I working at night. And actually, a part of that is that my apartments a lot of noise in the morning, so at the night they're really quiet, so that I can focus on my work.
Fantastic, thank you. Let's move on now, please, Lam, to talk about your friends. Tell me, do you like spending time with friends?
I would like to spend my time with my close friends. Previously, I'm type of extrovert persons. I could make friends with a lot of people and exchange a lot of secrets. However, when I'm more major, right, and I found out, some friends is not the friends. They should be as we can. So I tried to limit my relationship in the small space that I can share the secrets in the safe way, and also to have the true friend, to help me when I have difficult, and also I can support for them. I used to support a lot of people, and what I can give from that is betrayal. So that's the reason why I changed my my way to make friends.
Thank you. Well done. What do you usually do with your friends?
Actually, I am kind of dramatic girl, With my friends, I often share the story about the world.
Okay.
And most of my friends, they have they have a deep knowledge about the world, about the work, and I want to listen different angle from their story. The reason I want to enjoy this experience because I am a teacher, so I want to share with my students about the career orientation. When I talk, yes, I have a friend work in this area, and what difficult opportunity you can face when you choose them in the future. As you know, in Vietnam, there's lack of a true career orientation for students, and they have to search and they do something because of their parents choose that they what they want.
Sure. Wow, very interesting. Thank you. Yeah. Now, please, we will move on to part 2.
Yeah. Okay.
In part 2, I will give you a question, and you have 1 minute to prepare. Okay, Lam?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, if I can show you the question here, please. Yeah. The question is: can you describe a book you enjoyed reading? Okay, Lam, that brings us to the end of the 1 minute. If you're ready, you could start speaking now, please.
Yes. So I am so happy to share with you a book that I recently read. That's about cognitive linguistics and introduction. I often read this book every night during recent week. The reason this book tell me about how the English language can be used and can be formed from the past to now, and the reason why that I really enjoy when I reading this book, there are maybe 3 main reasons. Okay. The first one, I understand the main 2 key functions of English of the language. The first one, it's about the symbolic functions, and the second functions is the interactive functions. And when I read the example for each functions, I found that how much I understand about the way I use English or language, also Vietnamese, to transmit my idea. And the second reason is for that I understand how the work can have a perception can be formed in the human mind. When we see something, we get a perception from that, and we got the understanding, and then we got the informations. And I really enjoy the example they show us. How do you think about the sentence "a cat jump over the wall"? Actually, there are 4 thinking for that, and when I read every explanation for that, I know that how to improve my writings and also my speaking skill to speak clearly and to write more effectively. So that's the reason. That's the book I really enjoy right now, and I am reading that, and I hope that I can finish it in the future.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay. Good job, Lam. I really enjoyed reading about that and listening to your answer there. How fantastic. So we will move on to part 3 now, where we will have more of a discussion. Tell me, do people in your country enjoy reading?
No, they're less read book because we are a developing country, and the main force in our labor force is also the worker, and they work in the hands-on job, so they're not easy for them to take time to read the books. And also the difference, there are a lot of difference between the area in Vietnam, because a lot of mountain, and also the ethnic people, they have their own language, so it's not easy to bring the book to teach them in the Vietnamese, because that's we use for the national language.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, thank you. But what kind of books are popular in your country?
I think that the book related to about the idea of Ho Chi Minh Uncle will be the most popular. Every student have to read that at the university. I think that's the most popular. The way our party want to take the young generation to understand and how the work of the history, and also the workflow of the government.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Do you think reading is more important for children or for adults?
Actually, I think reading is important for both children and adults. It depends on what kind of reading for each stage of the human life. For example, I think that one of the biggest benefits that reading brings to humans is that practice them in the ability to focus.
Yes.
And then for the children, we have to practice them to focus, to think, and to practice. For example, a lot of people talk about the AI development right now, and some of them suggest that we can apply to teach AI for the student. So I mean that at a small age, they can practice to focus. For the adult, I saw improve that because they are busy with in working, so they have also practice reading to improve their knowledge and also to practice. When the people have more concentration in something, I think that they can make good decision.
Thank you. Well done. And finally, how has technology changed the way we read?
Yes, in terms of technology change right now, I think that there's a lot of technological advancement, and we change from the reading a physical book to the electronic book.
Yeah.
And I think although I read 100 international publications per day, I think reading physical book is also compulsory for some further aspect. Yes. And however, we say in the world, we talk a lot about the sustainable development, and when you read a book, you have to cut down you have to transform from the physical to the electronic one. So electronic is the more effective way to say or to store the book and to have the reading. And sometimes I also read the paper to read to make more time to think about it. So in the pictures, I think that there are huge change right now. Yes. And in the future, there also a huge change about the talk book or the speaking book. I don't know exactly. Yeah.
Wow. So, it's very exciting to see the changes in the future, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Lam, that brings us to the end of the test. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So, Lam, I want to sit with you now and ask you, how do you feel that test went?
Yes, I used to take several IELTS exams in the past, and I felt that the tests have a strong connection with the actual exam.
Really?
And the one thing I love that if you after an exam, you're more friendly.
I will tell you now, and this is something that many students don't know. The examiners, they have to be quite strict, otherwise they get in trouble. So I am overly friendly to try and encourage students to feel more confident, but in the real test, they have to be quite serious. They're very bound by time limits, so they have to follow strict time limits for each of the parts as well. So sometimes they will interrupt you. For example, in your part 1, first of all, I want to compliment, I loved your sense of humor. When you made a joke about you being unemployed at the moment? That's fantastic because it makes you sound more natural. So in the IELTS exam, I want you to imagine you're talking to a friend. I know it's difficult, but when you started with that, it was really nice. To be honest, in the real exam, the examiner would probably interrupt you in part 1 because some of your answers were a little bit too long. But of course, now we're just having a friendly talk. Of the 3 parts, which part 1, 2, and 3 do you feel was your best today, and which do you feel?
I think in every speaking test, the part 3 always is the best part of my life because I love discussion and debate with the examiner.
Sure. I can feel that's part of your personality. Some of the phrases you were using were fantastic. When you talked about technological advancements, I mean, this is a beautiful phrase, sustainable development. These are the kind of phrases that really would push you up the band score. So I was really impressed with that. One thing to be aware of with regards to your pronunciation, just be careful with a little bit of the final S sounds. So you said there are hundreds of books, sometimes, because, just those final sounds. There was one phrase you used, which I really liked in part 2, when we talked about a book you enjoy reading. It really helps us understand the perceptions of the world in the human mind. When you talked about your book. Beautiful. Where did you learn that? Where did you learn that phrase?
Actually, I read a book every day, so I think it come up into my mouth randomly.
Well, I want to encourage students because I can tell you've read this book and it's a book that you feel that you really enjoyed and you feel passionate about. So when you were speaking in the exam, that came across. And that is one thing you can do to really stand out in the IELTS. Try to talk about something you really love or you really care about. Overall, thank you very much. Lam, it's a pleasure to meet you today. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate your time. Come on.
Okay.
Thank you.